We often think that wisdom lies in having all of the answers. But the deepest wisdom, found in science and philosophy and religion, often point to the opposite. They say that real wisdom begins with not knowing. Plato hinted at it, the Bible warned about it, the Tao Te Ching says it very clearly, and physicist Carlo Rovelli calls it the splendor of life. So today, let's explore how embracing the mystery can help us to find real meaning in life. And watch until the end, because that's when I'm going to talk about the one and only thing that we can ever really know. As human beings, we crave certainty, and we try to find that certainty in science or in religion or in our personal lives. But when we cling to this certainty, we are closing the door on discovery. I've just finished reading Reality is Not What It Seems by Carlo Rovelli, about 10 years late because I think he published this in 2014. But he talks about this idea beautifully, saying that we learn nothing if we think we already know. So what if certainty isn't knowledge at all, but the end of knowledge? A great quote from Rovelli: "To seek to look further, to go further, seems to me to be one of the splendid things which give sense to life, like loving or looking at the sky. The curiosity to learn, to discover, to look over the next hill, the desire to taste the apple. These are the things which make us human." This is the heartbeat of philosophy, spirituality, and science. Curiosity. Think of that child who keeps asking why. That can be very annoying, but that persistence is pure wonder. You've probably heard the allegory of Plato's cave, where prisoners are chained up inside the cave, facing away from a fire, and all they can see of the outside world are the shadows that are cast on the back wall of the cave. And they think that is reality. And the true philosopher was the one who broke free, stepped away from the shadows, and turned towards the real light outside, and then realized that the shadows were only illusions. Most of us stop at the shadows, but the real meaning comes when we turn away from them and start to wonder what might be beyond. And the wisdom traditions agreed that we shouldn't cling too tightly to knowing. The Tao Te Ching opens with the reminder, the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. Another passage later in the Tao Te Ching says, not knowing is true knowledge. Presuming to know is a disease. And then the Bible echoes this with the same warning. From 1 John, do not believe every inspired statement. And in Proverbs, the naive person believes every word, but the shrewd one ponders each step. So even scripture is telling us, do not just swallow every answer whole. The Buddha taught the exact same thing, not to just believe what you're told, but to explore things yourselves and find the answer personally. He said, do not go by reports, by legends, by traditions, by scripture, but when we know for ourselves that something is wholesome, then accept it. And Rumi said, sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. I love that, sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. He's telling us to embrace the mystery. And science itself is based on not knowing. Nothing is certain, and every theory is provisional and just waiting to be overturned. Science isn't about the final truth, it's about our best understanding of the world as we know it right now. We can explore it, marvel in it, even trust it provisionally, but if we get lost in it, if we mistake the map for territory, then we'll fall back into dogma. True science and true spirituality both share the same humility. It's about accepting that we don't know all of the answers, and embracing the uncertainty and going forward with an open heart and open eyes. So how do we live this? Well, we remain curious, we bask in the wonder of the things that we don't know the answers to, and we let go of the need to have the answers. Because that desire to have the answers is coming from the ego. The ego is the one that wants to be secure and to be safe in the knowledge of being right and of being certain. But awareness doesn't need certainty. Awareness can rest with openness and curiosity and kindness. This is mindfulness in its essence, not grasping at answers, but resting in open awareness. And yet there is one thing that we can truly know. In fact, one thing that we will ever know for certain, and that is that I am. There is being, and there is awareness of being. The I that knows that I am is the same as the I am. That's essentially what Advaita Vedanta is saying when it says Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. Our deepest self is not separate from reality. And in the Bible, Jesus echoed this mystery when he said, before Abraham was, I am. Not I was, but I am, the eternal presence, the ground of being itself. And can you see that that's the only thing that we can ever really know? That I am here, I am present, I am aware. So outside of that knowing, we can look to religious traditions for guides towards the mystery. The Tao pointing one way, the Buddha pointing another, the Bible another still. But eventually all paths return home, to the simple fact of awareness itself, to the I am. So let's follow those signs with curiosity, and stay open, and stay humble, and let love be our compass. Because meaning is not found in knowing everything. It's found in the mystery, with wonder, with curiosity, and with compassion for all beings.